All right, everybody, welcome back. It is 2 days before Easter and we have a busy weekend, so we're gonna be making some of our Easter stuff today. If you've been here for a little bit, you know that we were supposed to have started our race season last week, but rain delayed that, so it's going to be this weekend. So my kids are actually at the racetrack now, and my son will race tomorrow, being Saturday. So I got up early and I am getting Easter stuff ready for Sunday. So we already made our grandma's pineapple pie. So if you want to see that one, go check out that video. I'll put the link in the description below. And right now we are going to make my sausage stuffing and cranberry sauce. So this is more of a cranberry chutney. But this is delicious. If you try this, if you like cranberry sauce, I promise you, you are not going to go back to traditional cranberry sauce. It is that good. And it's a fan favorite. Everybody asks me to make it, so I have to more than double the recipe. And we got lucky. This morning we went out to go to the grocery store super early. So today's Good Friday, so I didn't have to work. So I went to the grocery store early so that I could get everything done that I need to get done now. And if I go to the grocery store, I've mentioned to you guys before that I do, if I have time, I will stop at the Dollar Tree. And I stopped at the Dollar Tree this morning and I got super lucky. They had one of the items that we need for our cranberry sauce is Craisins. And they had Ocean Spring 4.5 ounce Craisins for $1.25. This is a really good deal because the Ocean Spray brand is more expensive and we saved a lot of money. So I got 4 packages of Craisins. Cranberry juice is another ingredient. I'm sure you guys are thinking, what are we making? But $1.25 as opposed to over $3 was huge. And if you guys have been here and seen any of my other videos, you know that they have sausage. So here is the little packages of sausage. They only had 2, so I grabbed both of those, and then I did have to get another sausage, which really bothered me because it was almost $5 for the 1 package of sausage at the store, but they didn't have enough at the Dollar Tree this morning. And this was awesome as well. They had chicken broth at the Dollar Tree this morning. So that was obviously $1.25. That saved us a lot of money as well. So that was awesome to be able to start our day with some of the ingredients and saving some money. So now let's get started. For our cranberry sauce, we're gonna chop up an apple, and we're almost gonna start as if we're making an applesauce. So let's get 1 apple chopped up, shall we? Let's do that right now. Okay, so we are just going to get this chopped up, and this is just 1 apple, and this is just kind of coarsely chopped, nothing special. We're gonna put this into our pan, and basically what we want to do here is we basically want to start like an applesauce, okay? If you all don't make applesauce, we live in New England, so, you know, apple picking season comes around, and I love to get some apples, so we're gonna basically make like we're gonna start an applesauce. So throw some apples in there, throw a little bit of water, okay, and now we need to have, this is our secret little, so I always throw in a couple of cinnamon sticks, and the cinnamon sticks is going to give you a lot of extra flavor, but I keep it in there and it's kind of a little bonus. Whoever finds it with the cranberry sauce, it's like kind of like a running joke at this point, and I keep that in there. So the next thing we're gonna do, this is kind of my secret ingredient, and I'm gonna share it all with you guys, is going to be brown sugar. Brown sugar has such a better flavor than regular sugar. And I just kind of pour, that's maybe, I don't know, like maybe 1/8 of a cup. I'm just gonna pour that in there. So you wanna get this moving around, kind of incorporate the flavors. Now, I know what y'all are gonna say, but I add some vanilla in there just because I love vanilla, and it's gonna cut down a little bit on the cranberry. So we're gonna cook this down. It's probably gonna take 5 or 10 minutes or so because you want those apples to get nice and mushy, and you want that cinnamon to really incorporate in there. So let's get that cooked down nice and mushy. Okay, so this is starting to look really good, but it needs more liquid. So instead of continuing to add water, because cranberry juice is actually in the recipe, we're gonna add in some cranberry juice because we want these apples to be nice and soft. So we're just gonna keep cooking those down in that sugary, and then as they soften up, we're just gonna take our little chopper. If you don't have one of these, I strongly suggest getting one. This is a Pampered Chef one, but they sell them at the Dollar Tree and they're just as good, and I have both. So I would strongly suggest it. It's great for hamburger if you're making tacos or anything with ground beef. It's really good for something like this where you want to chop that up, and I'm going to use it again in the next recipe to chop up my sausage. So we're going to continue to soften these up and get these nice and mushy. Okay, so this is looking really, really nice. So at this point, we're gonna add in some more cranberry sauce. And I'm sorry guys, I don't measure. I'm not a good baker because I don't like to measure things. I cook, and in cooking it's not as important. I'm gonna throw in a little bit more brown sugar. And now we're gonna start to add in our craisins. So that's 1 bag. That's 2 bags, and these were 4.5 ounce bags from the Dollar Tree. So this will be 3 bags, and I can just tell by looking at it that I'm gonna, as much as I would love to save those craisins to eat because I tasted some and they're super yummy and fresh and delicious. Yeah, we're gonna need all of them. This recipe is a favorite of my nieces, and they always call and ask me to make sure that I'm making it. And honestly, one of the reasons of putting this video together is that way my nieces will always have this recipe available for them for holidays if I'm not here to make it. So some more cranberry sauce, I'm sorry, cranberry juice. So maybe in total we've got about 1 cup or so of cranberry juice, probably about 1/4 of a cup or so of brown sugar, 1 apple, okay, and we've got our 2 cinnamon sticks in there and a splash of vanilla. So we are going to let this cook. These were really fresh craisins, so they don't really need a heck of a lot of cooking down. I just want to now incorporate those flavors, get that nice and soft. And actually by looking at it, can kind of tell I'm gonna need some more cranberry juice. So I just put like a splash, maybe like 2 tablespoons more, just so that you can see they're kind of covered in that. So now what we're gonna do, we'll just take a cup and a spoon, and we're going to make a little slurry. So here I've got some cornstarch. I'm just gonna take like a heaping, maybe a little bit more than that, because I got, what do we have, 24 ounces, 25 ounces of cranberries, and we're gonna mix that up. Make sure that it incorporates all together. Okay, so this is looking really good. I just like to cook it down for a couple of minutes, and you can see some of those cranberries kind of opening up a little bit. I'm telling you guys, this is so good. We make this, well, I make this for all of the major holidays. This is gonna be a side for our Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. And I've tried a couple of times to get away with not making it, and the day before the holiday, my niece is usually calling me saying, you have the stuff, right? You're making it, and then I have to run out and grab it. So now we just do no matter what. So now we're just gonna pour that slurry in there. Mix it up, let it cook together. So you wanna make sure that you cook this for a minute or two after you get that cornstarch in there, so that you don't get any of that cornstarchy kind of flavor, okay? So you really wanna, just as if you were making, you know, a roux or something, you would wanna cook down that flour, you're gonna wanna do the same thing here. And this looks actually really, really good. This is what you want it to look like. You want the sides. Let's just turn this down. I have it on high. Turn that down a little bit, and this looks perfect. This looks exactly how we want it. So we are actually gonna turn this off, and we're gonna put this over here to cool. That's gonna cool, and then we're gonna put it into a container, and it's gonna set up. It takes, I would say, you want at least 2 to 3 hours for it to set, but if you can set it for a day or two, you're better off. Now, normally you would take those cinnamon sticks out of there at, you know, after it's done. I'm sorry guys, I'm just not feeling holding this camera today. You would want to take those cinnamon sticks out of there, but I left them in 1 year, and my niece was little and she found them, and it was a big joke when she found them. So now it's just kind of a running family joke, who's gonna find the cinnamon stick. So I leave the cinnamon sticks in, and obviously it's just gonna give you more cinnamony deliciousness. So yeah, go ahead and leave them in there. So we are gonna let that sit for a little while, and now we're going to make our sausage stuffing. Now, the sausage stuffing is also my take on actually a famous package stuffing. It's not stovetop-like, but it's basically right on the back of Pepperidge Farm. And I've just kind of tweaked this one myself, but this is another one of those things where the kids all want this in particular. And I mean, come on, who doesn't love when the kids only want your side dish? So this is another one that we have to make excess of, because when I say kids, I'm talking about adult children now, and they all want extra. So we are going to start, we're gonna do 3 bags. This is where it's important, guys. If you wanna follow this recipe and you want it to come out like mine, or if you're one of my kids watching and you want to be doing my recipe, this is where it's important. It has to be the blue bag of Pepperidge Farm. This is crushed up pieces. You don't want the thick pieces. This is already seasoned. This is what we want. And we need our sausage. So we are going to start now by quickly cleaning up this mess, and then we're gonna start browning our sausage. Okie doke. Okay, so we're gonna start our sausage stuffing. Now, I know not everybody might be doing this for Easter, but this is obviously something that we can do for any holiday. So this is how I make my stuffing, and whether we're having prime rib, ham, or turkey for the holidays, this is gonna be on the side. So we're gonna start with 1.5 sticks of butter, and we're melting that in here, and then we are going to add in our sausage. So I am using 1 regular Jimmy Dean. Obviously you can use what you like, if you like hot and spicy, if you like sweet. So this is generally, we just use a regular. My youngest will eat this, and he's a pretty picky eater. He doesn't eat any other meat, really. So he'll eat that. And then I bought 2 of the smaller 7-ounce classic pork sausage. These were from the Dollar Tree. So this is actually a little bit more, because one big one would be 12 ounces. So these 2 small ones will be 14 ounces. So we've got a little bit extra even for our $1.25 there. I thought they were 6 ounces, they're 7. So we've got 2 of those. And again, really any stuffing, that a sausage that you like is going to be what you're gonna wanna use. I know some people might use chorizo, linguiça. So you really just wanna get this nice and cooked down in there. So we're gonna mash that all up, get that nice and ground, and we're going to get it like a golden. So that's probably gonna cook for a good, 5 or 6 minutes, okay? Okay, so I've just added in some salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. I don't add a lot of seasoning to this because the sausage obviously is seasoned, and the stuffing itself is seasoned. So really what I want to do here is just get this nice and ground and chopped up and get a nice golden brown. And actually, I'm looking at it here, and usually when I make it, I start to brown up my sausage first, and then I add the butter in. I kind of like it this way though, because what I'm noticing is with all that butter, it was a lot easier to chop my sausage. Usually I'm here chopping and chopping and chopping, trying to get it all, but with that extra butter, it kind of did the job for me. Super easy, and I don't have to sit here aggressively chopping it as much as I normally would. So let's let that continue to cook. And then I'm gonna come over here. Now I like to use a big, huge pan. So here's my container for my cranberry sauce. But I like to use a nice big pan. And what I do typically is, sorry guys. So typically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of these, I'm gonna open it right up and put it right in there. Probably gonna do that with 2 of them. Okay. Then my third, I'm actually gonna add to my mixture once it gets nice and golden brown. Now we are gonna bake this as well, so it really depends on how much like golden you want on your meat. And I like to really get it nice and chopped in there, because like I said, my son doesn't really eat meat, but this is one that he will eat this stuffing, and he'll eat it, the next day as well. And he doesn't eat a lot of meat, so he doesn't get a lot of protein. So I like to really get this in there. Sometimes I'll take it off the stove and just get it really chopped up nice and fine in there. This smells so good. All right, I know a lot of you are probably saying there's a lot of ingredients missing, but my family doesn't like onion and celery and, you know, chunky things in our food. So by all means, if you wanted to do that, you could omit the sausage completely. You could add celery and onions. You can add carrots. You could make it vegetarian. You know, you can really put in there anything that you want to. So that's going to be completely up to you. But this is what my family likes, and I would like to have this recipe out there for them so that way they can have it when they want it. So this is looking really good. I think it's chopped sufficiently at this point. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to take some chicken broth. Now it's basically 2 cups of chicken broth per bag. So this is 32 ounces. So we're gonna start with 1 full chicken broth here. And I'm also gonna take this over here and I'm gonna start getting my little guys wet. So this is boiling away over here. Let's get a spoon. And let's mix this up. Okay. We really just want to incorporate at this point because everything is cooked. So this looks good. We've got our, we're gonna take, let's see, I'm gonna take 1 package of my stuffing. Put that in there. This is just my process, so obviously feel free to do it how you want it, but I like to incorporate 1. And then we're gonna take this whole thing over to our big pan, our big bowl. The big guy is over here waiting for all of that deliciousness. I need a dish towel because this is pretty hot. And we're just gonna get this in here. And we're gonna dump that all right in there. Okay. Now, like I said, this is, because this is gonna feed a lot of people. Let's see, how many? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I don't know, this is gonna go, you know, there's a lot of us for dinner. So this is gonna feed anywhere from 16 to, you know, 20 people. And I'm gonna make two batches of this. So now we're gonna get some more chicken broth in here. Okay. And you can kind of see where we are. Okay. So we want this to be all saturated with all of that wonderful mixture of sausage and butter and chicken broth. So here is what we're gonna do, friends. Here's my extra chicken broth. I'm probably gonna need it. I just go in with my hands. So because it's hot, I usually use a glove. And I like to just get it right in there, right between my fingers, so that I know that every piece has gotten nice. And let's just get this out of here because we don't need it. And I just go right in there. And it is hot, so be careful if you choose this method, but I'm telling you, there's nothing ickier to me than, you know, that dry, gross stuffing. So there's a difference between dry and crispy. And what we're gonna do with this is, it's really hot. We are going to put this in 2 different pans. That way we get extra top portions because everybody likes the crispy top part. And I know that I am definitely one of them. And then that way, nobody's fighting over who gets the crispy part and who doesn't, because I have made enough crispy for everybody. So that's how we do it here. So I'm just gonna show you guys, and you can kind of see the consistency. That's what we're going for. But we wanna make sure that that's what we've got everywhere, okay? So you can kind of hear, and that was a little bit drier, so we just wanna mix it in a little bit. And this is gonna sit, like I said, today's Friday. So because this is gonna sit for a couple of days, I'm gonna add maybe another ½ cup or so, because it's gonna absorb a lot of that moisture, a lot of that liquid, and we don't want dry stuffing. So this is a really nice consistency. It looks really good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it and see that consistency that we're looking for, and we are just gonna scoop it right into our 2 pans, okay? Okay, friends, well, there you have it. Here is our sausage stuffing. We have 2 pans full, so it's kind of a thin layer. Like I said, we like to make them bigger so that we can have nice crispy tops, and we will have one for our first meal and then one for a meal later on in the day. And then here is our cranberry sauce. It looks awesome. I hid the cinnamon sticks down inside. So there we have it. There is our Easter stuffing and cranberry sauce. Let me know what you guys are making for Easter. What is your favorite side dish? I'm not so big on the meat. I could really care less. I'm not a huge turkey fan. That's my husband's favorite. I believe my sister-in-law said we might be having prime rib. Not my favorite, but some cranberry sauce and some stuffing will do me just fine. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you liked either of these recipes. Let me know if you try them. And everybody have a wonderful Easter. If you liked this video, please subscribe so that you don't miss all future videos. Comment down below, give it a like, and we'll see you guys real soon. Thanks so much.